Yes, welcome to another video of my YouTube channel. I think you would have seen in the cover image what we are going to make, because I didn't make it right now. At the end of the day, I will when I upload the video, I will upload the final output in the cover. So I hope you will see. So this is like a famous, like a if you are in the 3D printing field, or like if you are in product design. You would have seen at least one these kind of shapes, like something like very like fluidity, like it's very like fluid. So let's see how we are going to make it. And there are, like, you would have noticed, like there are like this fluid has been following some kind of outer boundary, like outer boundary shape. So we're going to do it. Like how we are going to, let me show you how to do that. So in this, like Rhino 7, I think in Rhino 8, Kangaroo is by default, the Kangaroo is already installed in Grasshopper. But if not, if you're using Rhino 7, just go to Food for Rhino. The link is in the description. Just download Kangaroo plugin for this video. For this tutorial, we need that plugin. First, let's fix a boundary. Let's say like 250. It's too much because I'm trying to make a chart for now. So let's say like let me offset this. And it should be inside. So I'm adding -x. So I'm adding an expression which allows you to make it like a negative value of the input value. So now I'm going to divide the curve. I think it will be a short video because it's not a big deal. Let's add the numbers, like the points. So now what I'm technically going to do is I'm going to create a boundary, and I'm going to move this point, let's move this point around this boundary so that it creates this kind of shape. And to make like I'll show you. So I created the points. So let's create hint queen, and let's create a solver. So the solver is nothing but it is kind of, it produces a simulation with multiple iteration. It goes with different values. It solves the equation with multiple values, and it gives you the final output. So something like that. So now what I'm going to do is, like, okay, the points are here, but I need some conditions so that it creates this wave. So what I'm going to do is, like, I'm going to create a line. Either you can do a polyline and then explode, or you can do a shift line. It's up to you. Like both are same. So what we are having here is, like, you see, it looks like a circle, but it is like a connection of series of small lines. And now what we are going to do is, first thing is the length. So I'm attaching the line. Let's say, like, by default the length is like 3 mm, but I just increase it to 5. So this component will push the length to 5, like it maximizes it. And let's say the strength, like just a value of 10. And next one is angle. So I take this line and I put a shift list. So shift list is nothing but it shifts the list. Like, for example, if this is like, sorry, for example, let's say, like, there's like these kind of 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. So when it shifts, so this becomes 1, this becomes 2, this becomes 3. Now what we are going to do is, like, I'm going to take this line and this line as I'm shifting. This becomes 1. So the 1 and 1. So there is like an angle of 80 or something. So I'm going to make the angle to 0. So this component will make the line in a way that it attains the value 0 between these two curves. So this is how you, like a kind of a force, an indirect condition which makes you to create the wave, the fluid form. The next thing is, next thing, what you do is, like, you create a circle. So it can be like this, right? Like it goes like this, blah blah blah, after this. But I want something like this, where the line should not cross intersect, like it should not intersect with any other lines. So what you can do is, let's use a collider. So collider is an object which says, like, it creates like a, how do I say, I'll just show you. It, when there's a line, it creates a boundary, so the other line doesn't come into this boundary. So the boundary can be controlled by a radii, like the value, and you can say like the strength. Like if you want this to be like perfect, like it should follow 100%, then you need to give the strength more. So now you need the points to be shown. So like I'm using the show button here. So let's connect it over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And usually don't connect the solver before you know what before you collect the data in the endpoint, because like solver, if the data is wrong, sometimes it might crash your computer due to overload of computation data. So just that's my advice, like reset, because like this, let's see. Okay, not bad, but it's going outside. I want it inside this curve. So what I can do is I can create like on mesh. So this one will allow this one will make the points to be on the mesh. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mesh setup. So like the circle becomes like a surface, then I'm making it as a mesh, and I'm adding this point over here. So technically the point won't move apart from the mesh, like it won't move outside the mesh. That's why this condition. Let's add one here. I just want it to be the second. I don't know. You see? It's a magic. Now, as I did here is like the show. Sorry. As I did here the show in the first branch. So what you can do is you can go like simplify it so that you can just type 0 for the tree branch to take the points, and you just hide everything. Maybe you can keep the circle, and you can type no to make it more good. And if you want, you can go with and in the periodic, if you said true, it closes, and if you said false, it will be open. So okay, now it's moving because the iteration is like it's running. The computation is running in the background. So what you can do is, like, after you see an output which satisfies you, you can turn it off. So for example, like this is fine for me now. From now, if you want, you can increase the point. Like if you want more. So when I double click the number slider, you can go into the property and you can change the domain of the slider. Like from now it's 0 to 3. like a domain is the range, minimum and maximum. You can change the maximum value. You can either put negative, like there's a lot of things in the number slider. Just 250 is too much. Let's go by 150. So 150, you don't see anything because we paused the solver. Like let's take true and let's start it here. So you have something like this. Maybe now what you can do is I can change the angle over here is 0. Let's put a resting angle at 0. This one. Maybe it's too much. Let's increase the value. Okay, not bad. You can increase it if you want. It's too much. Okay, not bad. Okay. Yes, the strength is like too much. Yes. Okay. Okay, so let's say like 50, then 70. Like you just need to change the value step by step, not like so that like you just need to play with the value. Sometimes like you get a really good output. So there's like a glance here. Maybe let's say like about a 5 over here. This is just a radius, I just need to play with the value. So once you like okay. So in this case, like instead of the curve, you can also try any other shape like this. Let's say like I try something like this. Set one curve and you just need to okay. The force is very less, I think, and the points are very low. So let's see. Okay. Let's say like the strength. Let's increase the strength. Let's increase the point maybe, because the area is too big and I think it doesn't have enough point to we can increase the point to 400. Let's see. So yeah, now let's say like I want let's say offset over here and multiple curves, loft. Okay, nah, this problem, man. Okay, let's say like let's make a simple curve for now. Let's delete everything. I just want to show you one thing and then I will proceed with other things. So let's say like there is a curve like this and with multiple curve. We have the loft and I want the inner curve to be okay. Okay, it's too much point, I think. The space is reduced. Yeah. So like when there's too much point, the iteration might take some time, and sometimes it can't follow the solution which the condition which we give. Like it should be angle like 0 and the length, and we also have a collider. So there are a lot of conditions, let's say like it's just working with the collider, so it's nothing like it's not a it's usual like I just work with the collider, and let's say like I want to increase a little bit. Okay, now it looks good. Okay, the strength is increased. Okay, now let's say like just wait if you have seen, because this is because of the collider, it's intersecting, it's just trying to flip in a way that it doesn't intersect, so it's finding some like multiple solutions, and you have something like this. Okay, that's cool. I think so. Maybe I don't know. It's cool for you guys. Okay, for me it looks cool. Then let's go to move, and I'm going to move this to unit Z. And let's go here. Maybe it's too less. Let's 500. It's too big. Let's say like 220. And now we have a curve like this. What I'm going to do is just hide everything. Okay. I just make it like this. Let's check control point. Okay, this is good, because before when you see the control point here, it will be like the squared way, and this one is like you'll always have a pinch thing. So when you are like, I'm trying to loft both the curves, so that's why. So let's say like in the point, yeah, and curve closest point. So when you loft it, it is better to have the both the end points in a proper direction. So what I'm going to do is like, let's say like, let's see what is the end point of this. It's actually nearby, but if in some case if the point is over somewhere here, what you can do is like you just you just take this point and connect the curve. So you will get the closest point of the curve, and then you just change the scene with the parameter. And now you see here the endpoint is shifted. So that's how you change the endpoint of a curve. The seam is more important when you work with the curves and points, like when you work with the loft and curves. So you have something like this. Let's break it and see. Not bad, but not good either. So what I can do is, okay. So what I can do is I can either move it. Use that. I can create something else. Wait, I'm planning to do something else. Series. Let's say I want 25 and 20. Okay, we got something like this. And now I'm going to scale it. Let's see the area where it goes. Yeah, not bad. Okay, now let's scale it. Center is here, the geometry is here, and now I'm going to create a range. So it's like 26, but how many curves are here? It's 25. So as I said before in multiple times in my previous video, like range will consider 0. So if there is 0 and 1, it will create like 5 numbers, like 5 set of numbers. So 0 is also considered into the number. So when you want 6 numbers, you always need to give a 5 steps. So you get a 6 number including the 0. What I can do is I create a class mapper. Yeah. Then go with this here. Domain, I just change it to 0.1 because like the scale can't have a value of 0. Okay, so what I can do is I create like this. Why? Yeah. Oh, what the heck is this, man? Okay. What I can do is here is I can either reverse the list so that you get the big side for sure. Yeah. Let's make it like a bigger and let's change the domain to 1.5. Okay, not bad for me at least. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this and I'm going to loft it. Let's see how it looks. My laptop is going to die if I'm not wrong. So let's try to bake it. Bake it. Not bad. Maybe if you want, you can play with it a little. Like, let's see. You can increase this place. Okay. Let's go with the point, man. Okay. You can play with it however you want, like if you want to create a table or a lamp. Yeah, I'm trying to create something which is yeah, okay. Not bad. So now what you can do is, like as I said before, if you want to 3D print this, just do contour and play with it. Like you create a curve, then you put view effect, blah blah blah. Or if you want to create a table, like instead of 25, let's say like I put like 10. Okay. And now let's say, okay, this is a curve. Let's take the center list item and minus. Okay, my laptop is hanging because I'm also working with something else in the background for an office. So like you can, I'm holding like Rhino 8 and Rhino 7 at the same time. Because I'm used to Rhino 7, my plugins are in Rhino 7. The office I work, it's like if they use Rhino 8. So sometimes you need to work on both. I just need to shift everything to Rhino 8 as soon as possible. But you see, I am a little lazy to do it. So Rhino 8, there are a lot of commands which is cool, but at the same time, there are a lot of things when you use Rhino 7 Grasshopper File, when you put on Rhino 8, it creates some the frame, like the planes are like in different directions, and it automatically flips it, as well as the planes, as well as the order is also changing. So I'm just waiting to do it. I'm going to create a cap right now. So we have a table. I don't know. It looks good or bad. Let me know your comments. But if you want, let's try to reverse it again. It looks good. It's not bad, but you can do much better in this. Like I just want to show you the concept behind it. You just change the shape, play it however you want, man. So that's what it. So I just want to show you like how it's done. So that's all for this video. See you in the next video. I am trying to post regularly in my YouTube channel. And by the way, if you need the script, the script of this Grasshopper file, it's kind of messy. But if you want this, you just write me in the Instagram of this channel. But the link is given in the description so that I can share you the script. So cool. Just for free, man, not for the money. Okay. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Have a good day. Let me know your comments in the comment section. Bye bye.